Hanover Insurance Park at Fitton Field. Charter Communications and Charter TV3 proudly present live coverage of the 2018 season opener for the Worcester Bravehearts. Tonight, they take on the Nashua Silver Knights. Hello, everyone, and welcome down to the field. Kevin Shea alongside of Andy Lacombe. And Andy, a lot of local guys on this Worcester Bravehearts roster, and they have been really the most successful franchise over their first 4 years in the league. This is just their 5th year in the league. They've won it twice. They've been to the championship the other 2 years. What do you think we're gonna see here on opening night?
Kev, expectations are always high. Worcester loves a show, and there'll be a show here tonight. Got some local guys will be in the lineup right away. Sebastian Grzeski plays D1 baseball out of Shepherd Hill. He gets to start tonight. He is fired up. Talked to him earlier this week. Loves being back home and loves representing the Bravehearts. So those local guys are going to be part of it very early on. And the guys that are back in this lineup, they're hungry to get back to that championship series and win.
All right, it's the Bravehearts and the Silver Knights, the start of the 2018 season. We're back with the first pitch right after this.
If you feel like you're getting knocked around by the big insurance company, call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia. Whether it's a car accident, slip and fall, or dog bite, don't sign anything from the insurance company until you've talked to a lawyer. Hiring a lawyer can double or even triple the initial settlement offer. Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Let the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia fight for you.
You love working on cars. From classics to high performance, you're happiest when you're under the hood. Turn your passion into a rewarding career as an automotive technician. At Porter & Chester Institute, you'll get hands-on training on engines from bumper to bumper, using industry-standard tools and diagnostic equipment. You'll be prepared with the skills you need and industry tools you can take with you to start your new career. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Rich.
Took my advice and came to Cantiana Insurance.
It's in a great location with easy parking. They even have free registry service. They even saved me $350 on my auto insurance. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's funny. They combined my homeowners and car insurance, and they saved me over $250.
Hey, you guys. I've been a customer here for years. They're the best.
They are the best. Why haven't you called Cantiana Insurance yet?
Welcome back, everyone, to Hanover Insurance Park at Fitton Field on the campus of Holy Cross College in Worcester, Massachusetts. Kevin Shea alongside of Andy Lacombe. It is the 2018 season as they take on the Nashua Silver Knights. And last year, these two teams met in the championship game. And they'll meet on opening night tonight. And this Bravehearts franchise has been a model for success on and off the field. What the Creedon family has done, and this is just their 5th year with the team, just remarkable. Twice they've won the league championship and twice been to the finals.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that this is year 5 already. The Bravehearts have had a lot of success. They've had a lot of success at the gate. They've got a lot of support from the community. And I've already announced they have 3 sellout dates already. One of the best attended college summer league teams in all the country, certainly in all of New England.
And that's due to a lot of hard work. It doesn't happen by accident. There is a ton of work, and it starts from the top down. Mr. Creedon, you and I got a chance to see him briefly as we were heading back up, and he was running around as he always is. I mean, just wearing so many hats to make sure that the game production works and the concessions and all that. There's a lot of work that the entire family puts into this, their heart and soul, all summer long.
Worcester likes to show. Here comes the show right off the bat. The opening pitch from New England Patriot kicker Stephen Gostkowski, a former pitcher at Memphis.
Dave Peterson, the GM. No one knows how to put on a show quite like him. He's part P.T. Barnum. He's got it. Gostkowski throws a strike.
Still got it.
Throws a perfect strike. I'm sure he's warming up a little bit in Foxborough over the last week. Getting it loose.
Hey, it's an easy call for the Patriots. You don't really use your arms as a kicker.
Nope.
So, all right, you can go throw a pitch.
They don't have to worry about
now,
that.
If he had to kick out the first pitch, there might be some problems in the front office.
A little bit more worried about that. Well, they didn't have Tom Brady in OTAs to throw to. Brady was a former high school catcher who was drafted in the majors. But the kickers are usually off by themselves during practice, so the punters and the kickers can do their own thing. Great way to start it off. Look at Dave Peterson down there. He's got the stopwatch. Everything's down to a T. We're getting ready for the national anthem.
He's got a band out there and he's ready to go. But this is a lot of excitement again this summer for baseball. Anxiously awaiting. We've had a long winter, a lot of cold days. A lot of cold days covered college baseball.
That's true. Nice
to have baseball weather and baseball back in the city. And the Bravehearts, just a great fit for Worcester. And
ladies and gentlemen,
their performance on the field has more than pleased the fans.
And now we'll listen in
Tonight's
for the playing of our national anthem.
And will be performed by the North Brookfield Band.
All right, the playing of the national anthem, local school group. And we are getting ready for the first pitch, getting ready to play ball and to see Sebastian Grzecki out of Shepherd Hill and Florida Gulf Coast. Now, he's been mainly a reliever with Florida Gulf Coast, and J.P. Pine saying he is a competitor. This kid is a tough, grit competitor, wants the ball in big situations, has pitched in a ton of big situations for the Worcester Bravehearts over the last couple years, and is really relishing the chance to be a starter.
Seems to be a pretty good guy in the room, too. We saw him last year. Remember, he was using styrofoam cups and putting them on his head. I don't know if he was doing like some sort of like alien voodoo dance there, but trying to fire up the bench during games that he wasn't pitching. And he said to me earlier this week, come up here, get back home, work hard, and try to build his way back, and not only earn starts here, but earn starts for his college team. Get more into the rotation. Next fall, next spring. Had a 3.60 ERA in relief for Florida Gulf Coast, so had a pretty solid season in relief appearances for that D1 program.
And one thing that the Bravehearts have early on in this season is a wealth of pitching. They only have 10 batters right now because of the way things are shaking out with high school players. You have 5 high school players allotted per team, and so of course they're still playing, so none of the high school kids are here. Well, you also have some colleges at all levels, Division 1, 2, and 3, that are still playing in the postseason in the NCAA tournament, so there's a handful of players on the Bravehearts roster that are still playing, gunning for national titles. So J.P. Pine's bench is very, very thin. It's a bench of one, basically, tonight. So he's got all the arms. He said, you got 2 games in a row, tonight, then tomorrow night at 6:30. Then they have a day off. So he said, we're going to empty the stable, if you will, the first 2 nights in terms of pitchers. They're hoping to get 4 or 5 out of Sebastian tonight, but they can throw everyone the first 2 nights and then kind of just reset, see where you're at.
Yeah, and you've got guys that are coming off a couple of days rest from their season. Guys like Pat Gallagher out of Wagner, who went to the finals in their conference. The main guys aren't quite really here yet. Talking about Kevin Duty and Cody Lawyerson, who had an outstanding relief pitching as a relief pitcher a year ago, and Duty a leader from a year ago. Those guys aren't quite here yet. And then you talk about the hitters. A couple guys from Stetson who are hosting a regional, and a guy from Hartford, University of Hartford, who's playing down in that regional. So still a lot of pieces to the puzzle for the Bravehearts coming back.
But as J.P. Pine said, he said, Nashua's in the same boat as we are.
Yeah.
Their high school guys aren't here, and they got a few college guys that are still playing. So he said, as long as everyone's in the same boat, he said, I'm fine with it. There's Sebastian Grzecki, 6 feet 211. Played at Shepherd Hill. He'll throw the fastball, curveball, changeup, and fired up to start, which is what JP loves about him, is his competitive nature and the fact that he is juiced to be that opening night starter.
When he went to that Shepherd Hill program that had the Lindstroms as buddies and stuff like that. So a lot of guys there, competitors out of Shepherd Hill. Here are the Silver Knights starting lineup. Center fielders Luke Tyree, the shortstop Tyler Littlefield, Thomas Joyce at first base with J.D. Funk in the cleanup spot. He's in right field. Cal Cristofori, the catcher, hits 5th. Ryan Berardino, the DH, hitting 6th. Dylan Jones, the left fielder, hits 6th. Teddy Bodette is at third base, hitting 7th. Jared Brescia out of Assumption hits 9th. I got my numbers mixed up there, but he's the last hitter in the lineup. And Dan Shaw, the starting pitcher out of Clark University, and pitched for J.P. Pine. So an interesting little dynamic game within a game.
Yeah.
Coming here in the opener.
J.P. Pine had a feeling that Nashua was going to throw his guy at him to start, just to kind of mess with him a little bit in a good-natured way. He said, I think they're going to throw my guy Shaw. He goes, that's all right. That's good. A little gamesmanship.
Shaw had a great year for Clark, who had an outstanding season. To see it end probably a little sooner than they wanted in the NEWMAC, but they're creeping ever so closer.
Yeah, they tied their record for wins in a season with a much tougher schedule.
Sure.
And, they were, as J.P. Pine said, he goes, we had an outside shot at an at-large bid, which we've never had that opportunity. We've never had that feeling in the clubhouse, on the team, that, hey, we're watching the show to see, hey, there is a shot that we might be called to get a shot in the NCAA tournament. So he said, we're building and we're continuing to move onward and upward every year.
All right, we are just about set for first pitch now.
Not bad.
Peterman's going to be okay with that. 7 minutes beyond the on opening night.
For him, that's early.
It'll be great. Yeah,
that's
it'll be
about
good.
10 minutes early.
Did a great job.
Okay, here is Luke Tyree at the plate. The left-hander takes a strike. Fastball in there.
And we officially have baseball, Bravehearts fans.
Gruzeski, that competitor. He's got his buddies that play D1 football from Shepherd Hill that he went to school with. Keeps in touch with a lot of them.
Through the left side and into left field. And Tyree will start things off with a sharp single. The leadoff man is aboard for Nashua. And you thought Shepherd Hill was just a football school.
Yeah.
Nope.
Seabass. He's good on social media as well. Tyler Littlefield, the shortstop, hits second. This Nashua team a year ago had some guys on the roster. They have Brescia now from Assumption. They had Mike Curtis, a pitcher from Assumption, who was hurt this year, might have to have surgery in the offseason, a senior.
How about the NE10? Southern New Hampshire with a great run.
You come out of the NE10, you're used to the wood bats too.
Yep.
Wood bat baseball here in summer league.
In there for a strike, and the count evens up at 1-1. A cavalcade of stars on hand here tonight. I see Gordy Cook, his daughter Molly. Tom Matthews is down there with a special friend.
I know.
Matthews of the Railers fame.
It's not Eric Lindquist. So
I know.
I'm a little confused.
I don't know if we're giving away trade secrets here to say that Matthews is here with someone else. Linker might take offense. 2-1 is the count to Tyler Littlefield.
As much as you talk about how Worcester has built a reputation of being the top contender in this league, Nashua's certainly will take umbrage with that with a couple of titles
On the ground is second. Gionis' only play is to first. He fires on to Chelly, and Littlefield is retired.
Now batting the first baseman.
Gionis kind of can play a little bit of everywhere. I think you got some guys that are playing in different spots. Gionis out of Holy Cross. Rinaldi out of Holy Cross. So you got two guys familiar at least with each other in the middle part of the infield.
Rinaldi named to play in an All-Star game today. Just got named. Now that All-Star game is tomorrow at Pawtucket at McCoy Stadium at noon. Now, having just said about how thin this group is in terms of hitters, with only 10 hitters, Rinaldi, does he go down and play in that game at noon and try to make it back here for the 6:30 start? If you had 6 guys on the bench, it'd be easier for J.P. Pine to say, go enjoy the New England All-Star game and playing it down at McCoy.
Right.
But when you're talking about, hey, listen, we got one guy on our bench. One guy for fielders and hitters. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, you already have a pitcher / hitter in the outfield today.
Dakota McFadden. Apparently there's video of him at the Marlins Park just crushing them out of the yard.
I mean, there's no question he can hit. His numbers from this season in college are outstanding, but his pitching numbers were just as impressive. And he's on the roster as a pitcher, but he's forced into the outfield today.
Yeah, they'll use him as both. They'll use him more in a closing role in an ideal situation, according to J.P. Pine. Have him come in more on in relief. But man, his bat, he said, you've got to see this video. He is, boom, back-legging him out of Marlins Park like they're nothing. 2-2 the count to Thomas Joyce, the first baseman. Luke Tyree is on second. Opportunity for Nashua to get a run. Throughout the years, this Nashua franchise has played in different leagues, the Atlantic League, the Can-Am League, the FCBL now, but they've had a team up there playing baseball in different capacities in different leagues, professionally and now in the collegiate league for years. Historic Holman Stadium.
The last time we were up at Holman, we saw Chris Colabello playing for Nashua, and we saw El Guapo, Rich Garces, remember?
That's right, we
now,
did see El Guapo.
I was at a Red Sox game this past weekend, and El Guapo threw out the first pitch, and he looks good.
That was
He
great.
has shredded it down a little bit.
I forgot, Guapo might be doing the same thing you're doing.
He has shredded it.
Might not be street legal. Sebastian Grzecki gets his first strikeout, and it's a big one with a runner in scoring position now, 2 down for J.D. Funk.
And for Grzeski, it's just a little bit of a challenge time. High rider, getting Joyce to chase that high fastball.
J.D. Funk sounds like a 70s band.
Yeah.
Got 2 tickets to the J.D. Funk show. You coming? Funk, big swing and a miss.
Well, I mean, he's on the all-name team for this game, but J.P. Pines is one of the high school guys. When he gets here, he loves the name. And it escapes me right now, but he's a good player, and he's got a good baseball name.
J.P. Pine loves names.
Yeah.
He loves the all-name team.
Well, they had a guy named Diesel, and he loved that name.
We got Joe Pesci in center field.
For the Nashua Silver Knights.
Tough to
spelled different than the actor Joe Pesci.
Yep.
But he kind of looks like he could know Joe Pesci. I looked him up.
Strikeout. Grzecki strands one at second after a half an inning. No score here at Hanover Insurance Park.
If you were injured in a car accident, would you call Joseph J. Cariglia?
Absolutely. The insurance companies have lawyers on their side. You bet I want Joseph J. Cariglia on mine.
Sure I would. Make one call, let them deal with all the hassles.
It's a smart choice. You don't pay anything unless they win your case.
If I were injured, I'd want all the help I could get, wouldn't you?
Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia.
local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
A blocked sewer line caused an overflow of sewage into Lake Quinsigamon Tuesday. A resident told officers their pet peacock has gone missing. An 18-year-old Clinton High School student facing several charges.
Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3.
We're back, everyone, to Hanover Insurance Park. Beautiful night for baseball. The season opener, 2018. Dan Shaw, as Andy said, pitched at Clark University for the Bravehearts manager, J.P. Pine, this year. Shaw goes 84-86, features a fastball, curveball, slider, and change. He's a kid that'll mix up a lot of his pitches.
Yeah, 5-1 at Clark with a 2.52 ERA this past season. Chris Rinaldi leading things off with Dustin Harris hitting second. He's a big bat. You'll watch for him this season. Brett Koffel hits third. He had a great college year. Michael Delicari, Dakota McFadden, Mac Chelly, Derek Adamson, Alex Gionis, and Sebastian Gruzeski is the starter, as you saw. Joe Pesci's the center fielder. I like Joe Pesci.
All right, to start it off, Chris Rinaldi, the shortstop, out of Holy Cross, playing here on his home field.
Where'd Chris go? Chris was just here, the captain of the Bravehearts.
Rinaldi versus Shaw. Rinaldi, sharp liner into center field, and the leadoff batter is aboard for the Worcester Bravehearts.
Like so many times at Holy Cross this past spring, Rinaldi can set the table. Number 2 hitter behind a guy named Austin Maisel in the Holy Cross season. Rinaldi comfortable here. Starts things off the right way.
That'll bring up Dustin Harris. Brother played here.
Yeah, Dylan Harris, remember he was on one of those championship teams, came back too, kind of like mid-season of another year. This Harris can really mash. 373 and 33 RBI as a freshman for St. Petersburg.
Now, you know, and baseball is different than, say, a basketball or hockey in the sense that you don't necessarily need to know what each other's doing. There is a lot of communication going on in the infield, and catchers and pitchers are certainly a different example there. But this team just got together on Sunday night for a cookout, and then Monday was their first workout together, and it wasn't a full squad workout because guys is still trickling in every day now. But hard to believe that this is a group that's only been on the field for 2 days. Here's a sharp shot to center field and a diving catch by Luke Tyree, and he fires back to first. And Rinaldi gets back in time. Harris gave it a ride. Liner to center, but a nice play by Luke Tyree.
Yeah, Tyree got a decent jump on this one in center. It was hit pretty well. Stayed up. Thought this one was going to get down off the bat. Tyree makes a nice job. Rinaldi had a decent read on it, but he was 3/4 of the way to second base. Had to quickly turn around.
Good aggressive base running. Brett Koffel, he was here last year, the catcher, one of the leaders of this Bravehearts squad.
6 home runs with St. Leo. 48 games at 42 RBI this past spring. He had a nice year.
Throughout the years, a lot of Central Mass kids have gone down to St. Leo's. Koffel fouls that one back and out of play.
The guys that are back are a good core from last year, but they're guys that they really counted on and off the field last year. And Koffel's one of those leaders that they're happy to have back.
Runner goes, and Koffel gets a piece of it. Rinaldi had taken off on the pitch. The 0-2 offering. J.P. Pine's an aggressive manager.
Rinaldi had a pretty good year running the bases. 13 stolen bases and 14 attempts for Holy Cross. With the runs coordinator, Jason Falcon, their third base coach.
Greg DeCenzo does a great job with the Crusaders. outside and low, so it's 1-2 now to Koffel. 1 out, bottom of the first. Kevin Shea alongside of Andy Lacombe. Thanks for tuning in tonight for the season opener for the Worcester Bravehearts as they take on the Nashua Silver Knights right here live on Charter TV3. We welcome all those listening on Facebook Live.
You can watch on
Worcester
Facebook
Bravehearts,
Live.
and you can watch.
You can
too.
actually
I'm not
watch on
not a
Facebook
Facebook
Live
guy,
too,
but
Kev.
you can watch.
Yeah. This
and
is
listen.
new ground for you. This might be your first time on Facebook.
It definitely
social
is.
media. You just learned Twitter.
I did.
About like
I did.
3 days ago.
I know, and I've jumped in now. Jumped in with both feet, somewhat. Tweeting and liking things. Linker looks all cleaned up. He's svelte. He's trimmed down after that juice cleanse. Down to his wrestling weight of 168.
We found Eric Lindquist of the Worcester Railers. He's here. Not sitting with Tom, though.
No. Linker has become the ambassador of Worcester, though. In his short time here with the Worcester Sharks and now the Worcester Railers, he really is the ambassador of Worcester. You're going to see him everywhere. Arts, athletics, you name it, he's there.
He's going to be at the theater?
You'll see him at the theater from time to time. And this one down the line, it's a fair ball. Runs into the right field corner. Rinaldi being waved home. Here comes Rinaldi. He will score standing. It is an RBI double for Brett Koffel. And the Bravehearts are on the board. 1-0 Worcester.
Well, this is just going with the pitch for Koffel. He stays with it and hits it on a line down the right field line. This one stayed straight the whole way. Just kind of hugging the right field foul line and gets it inside, and that's just doing what you can with the pitch, driving it opposite field.
Michael Delicari stands in. Delicari's the right fielder. Worcester jumping on Nashua. And starting pitcher, Dan Shaw. 1 out. Koffel on second.
Did you see the people clap?
They did. I did. I watched. I looked down at the dugout, and they were doing the clap.
Billboard had alerted me that it was going to be back.
Yep.
This year.
Much like the 70s. Delicari, swing and a miss. The J.D. Funk Band. One and two, the count to the right fielder. Koffel on second. Dakota McFadden. McFadden is on deck.
Yeah, you got me kind of all juiced up to see him hit.
I'm excited. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really excited to see McFadden
JP Pine
hit.
was talking about, he hadn't seen the guys yet. He was talking about the power that was on paper anyway on the lineup. Woo! Pretty excited about it. That would have been a trouble, that last foul ball for a normal third base coach, but JP is almost in the dugout.
He writes his own rules. He's halfway down the line, 2 steps out of the dugout. The coach's box, if you will, is not in play. On the ground to second. Koffel will move to third. Delicari retired on fielder's choice, 4-3. Brescia fires over to first. So now there's 2 down for McFadden.
All right, McFadden hit .349 at Keystone, his college, and hit 6 home runs and 53 RBI. As a pitcher, he had a 2.75 ERA.
Good healthy hack at the first offering. Fouls it back. Love to see one up by 290. 1-0 Worcester. Oh, he hit him.
That was up high.
Yep.
Just glanced his shoulder.
Oof. McFadden trots down to first. That brings up Mac Chelly. First baseman Chelly with 2 on and 2 outs.
Mac Chelly out of Chapman.
California kid. Oof. Transfer from St. Mary's.
Good heat coming back inside. A little fear there from Dan Shaw.
Shaw's got some good confidence, according to his collegiate manager, J.P. Pine. What he did this year.
He's bringing it in on the hands of Chelly, not letting the big guy extend.
No, not afraid to take the inside part of the plate. Not every pitcher is comfortable throwing inside. Chelly hit McFadden, Shaw hit McFadden. Now he's coming inside on Chelly, trying to claim that inside part of the plate and expand the zone. 1-2 the count.
Somewhat tough to lay off the high fastball there for Chelly. You know, that's why you got players that are at an elite college level that are in this league. A lot of guys might have taken a healthy hack at that one. Been sent the other way.
Play discipline to throw down to second. There's no one there. Koffel's going to come in, and he scores. McFadden winds up on third,
he struck
and the
out.
Bravehearts manufacture a run.
He struck out.
But did the ball hit the dirt?
I
think
don't
it
know
hit the
that
dirt.
it did. He called him out, and so it may have just been a full-on mistake. Half of the Silver Knights kind of stopped playing.
Yeah, they did.
And so it's just going to be bad luck for Nashua. I don't know if you can see the beginning of the strikeout. You saw the throw down there, but it's going to draw a visit as well as it should.
Dakota McFadden was the man stealing second. The throw went down and into center field. There was no one covering. And McFadden just kept going. He popped up and went right to third.
It's a manufactured run.
Shelley went to first.
Do you get an RBI on a strikeout?
I don't think
Probably
so.
not. It's
I don't
an
think
error.
so because it's a pass ball.
It's an
or
error. It's scored as an error. But that would be a rarity in the scoring world.
Here's Derek Adamson out of Assumption College. First and third.
Adamson had a number of key hits for the Greyhounds this past year. I mean, he was playing behind an All-American type guy in Janig, the starting catcher, who I believe was with Nashua last year.
Big swing and a miss for Adamson. Janig had a career for the record books at Assumption, one of their most prolific players in program history. Out of Quincy, Massachusetts, in BC High. Adamson, runners at the corners. Pitch gets the outside. Nice block by Cal Cristofori. He's a Belmont, Massachusetts native, the catcher. Just finished his sophomore year at Yale, wearing the Yale helmet. Bulldogs won the national championship in college lacrosse.
Yeah, Adamson. I work, baby.
Which always brings up the great debate. Some sports in the Ivy Leagues are allowed to compete for national championships, and football is not. And I saw on social media, on Twitter, someone bring that up. They said, look at the Yale guys celebrating. What a great moment for them in the university. And a nice flip by Shaw to first. After one complete, the Bravehearts lead it 2-0.
Little work, a lot of golf, right, guys?
Hey, speaking of work, I've settled a ton of accident cases. Cheap.
Not me. I've got a big case with a big problem.
Come on, you give injured people a little money, they'll go away happy.
They've got a lawyer.
Yeah, who is it?
Joseph J. Cariglia.
I hate those guys.
Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia, where you pay a lawyer only if you collect money.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that the healthcare industry will gain 5.6 million jobs by 2020. Be well respected and a valuable asset to any healthcare office. At Porter & Chester, you can begin your career in 9 to 12 months as a medical assistant, dental assistant, or even in medical billing and coding. We offer a different kind of educational environment where students learn practical skills in a hands-on setting. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Rich.
Took my advice and came to Cantiani Insurance.
It's in a great location with easy parking. They even have free registry service. They even saved me $350 on my auto insurance. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's funny. They combined my homeowners and car insurance, and they saved me over $250.
Hey, you guys. I've been a customer here for years. They're the best.
They are the best. Why haven't you called Cantiani Insurance yet?
Welcome back, everyone, as we get set for the top of the second inning. And the Bravehearts with a 2-0 lead. They have staked starting pitcher Sebastian Grzecki to a 2-0 advantage. Cal Cristofori, here he is, the sophomore out of Yale. He'll lead it off. Grzecki, 2 strikeouts in the first inning.
Took less than 1 full inning for you to bring up lacrosse in a baseball game.
Quick. I'll tell you, a tremendous achievement for Yale to win the national title. It's great. And as I mentioned to you, it was a New England sweep. 3 New England teams won the national championships in Division 1, 2, and 3. Merrimack Division 2, Wesleyan in Division 3, and Yale in Division 1. They were a fun team to watch.
Kind of a quiet night here in the early going. Crowd's just kind of settling in. The sun might be batting, beating down some people. It is a warm evening, a little warmer than I think initially forecasted.
Yes. Yeah, certainly for you and I think I would have gone the shorts route if I thought it was going to be this hot out. On the ground to Rinaldi at short. Nice scoop at first from Chelly. And the leadoff batter is retired.
Well, important, you talked about guys playing in different positions. Important to have, a shortstop who knows the position, knows his field. And Rinaldi certainly does that, being the starting shortstop at Holy Cross. Dustin Harris, who's playing third tonight, is a second baseman in college. Told me earlier this week, but going to have him at third. Certainly has power to be a corner infielder.
Here's Ryan Berardino. His grandfather Dick Berardino played here at Holy Cross, Red Sox Hall of Famer. Longtime coach in the Red Sox system, and he is retired by Gionis.
Next up for Nashua, left fielder number 6 in Franklin Pierce, Dylan Jones.
Pitch down. It could be a very quick inning for Grzecki. And you talked about wanting to get 5 innings out of your starter. Be a big deal if he could get some quick outs here in the first time through the order.
The middle infield with Gionis and Rinaldi, 2 Holy Cross guys, so they certainly would have their communication down, you would think. 1-2 the count to Dylan Jones, the left fielder. Inside, and the count evens up to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Koffel looked like he wanted it up. Grzecki came back down and away.
Here you go. No. Bravehearts thought he did. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jones, the left fielder, the number 7 batter in the lineup. Crowd getting into it, stomping their feet. On the ground to Rinaldi at short. On to first. He's out on the tag by Chelly in a 1-2-3 inning for Sebastian Grzecki. After an inning and a half, it's 2-0 Worcester.
Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. Central Mass You have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school, and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels, whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
We'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
we have a bond with the community. They appreciate us. We appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes.
Welcome back, everyone. Kevin Shea with Andy Lacombe. We got the chicken fingers here, the fries. We're all set up. We're all set up. Dan Shaw's first pitch, and he hit him. So Shaw's hit two guys tonight. And he hits Joe Pesci, rather. So Pesci, the leadoff man, is aboard. And here's Alex Jonas, the second baseman out of Holy Cross.
You don't want to make Joe Pesci mad.
Nope.
You know?
Good fellas. What do I amuse you?
Pesci's still getting work done down there.
You go here?
Alex Dion, the assistant coach this year. Kevin Hardigan's in the front office now. But Dion played at Westboro High. We covered him back in the day.
And Westboro was good. You and I were talking about that, but that was when Westboro used to have good runs into the districts, and that was a tough place to play out there. And the way that they had the cards, the big wooden cards, people tried to figure out what are they doing with those. Remember that?
I do.
They had the big wooden cards, and it would, I think if nothing else, it kind of psyched the opponent out.
Neil Greenwald still uses those at Tohoto from time to time.
Oh, hot shot off of Shaw's ankle. Gionis is safe. Pesci moves up to second. I'm going to score a single because that's a tough.
Yeah, you can't expect that one.
No.
That's off his foot. So now look at you have Pine, who's kind of coming out because that's his pitcher in the college ranks, and the trainer for the Bravehearts coming out as well. Chad, who's virtually everywhere.
He is everywhere,
as you mentioned earlier.
6.
So, I mean,
is this a hot mic?
JP's seen his guy hit two of his summer league players and then get hit.
You're right.
He's got some vested interest in this as his pitcher warms on the mound.
Yeah,
he's right on the line. Now, you don't get a shot of it there, but he is right on the third baseline.
And he's yelling. See, look, he's yelling out to Shaw. He was yelling out to Shaw, too.
He's talking to the umpire now, but that's a good position with Rinaldi, a contact hitter at the plate. A guy can really make some things happen, and who did in the regular season. Had a couple home runs actually for Holy Cross, just 13 RBI. But it's a good spot to have one of your better hitters on. Now, Holy Cross's season's been done for a couple of weeks. So you figure Rinaldi's had a couple of days of PP after some time off.
Probably a little bit of fun, too, here on campus. The seniors up on campus, I think they go away to the Cape, but I know that's what Coach Greg DeCenzo, when they were making their great run last year in the Patriot League tournament, and then on to the NCAAs, he kind of liked the fact that they would get away from some of the fun on campus. On the ground to short, the throw to second gets away, and Pesci holds it third, and so all the ducks are on the pond for Dustin Harris. Bases loaded with nobody out.
Yeah, Pesci thought about coming home. I think it was a pretty good decision to hold up there, especially with nobody out. And, you know, Nashua, we talk about Worcester only having a couple of practices. Nashua's in the same boat. So that middle infield, their entire team isn't up yet. Takes some time to work on the timing, especially between a second baseman and a shortstop.
Dustin Harris was robbed in the first inning in a nice sliding catch in center field by Luke Tyree. He's in a good spot here. Bases loaded, nobody out.
The Harris brothers can hit. His older brother was a good hitter. And Dustin's had, like I mentioned, a great spring.
And that one misses. The count evens up, a ball and a strike.
Looks a little taller than his older brother, but
probably drank more milk, got more naps.
That's what you tell the kids.
Yep. 1-1 pitch coming in there for a strike. And Shaw's ahead in the count, 1-2. Tough customer, Shaw. Second batter of the inning took a shot off his shin, but he has stayed in. 2 errors for Nashua. And that one's off of Harris's leg.
Look at all those green hats out there. Those are a beautiful thing.
The Bravehearts can really put up a number here in the second inning. And the game's a long way, especially from being over, especially when you have probably a dozen or so pitchers that you're going to see on both sides today. It's a long ways away.
On the ground to short. Should be a double play ball. Ooh, no, safe at first. The run would have counted anyway. Joe Pesci comes in to score. And the Bravehearts add another. Good hustle by Harris down the line to beat out the double play. And it's 3-0 Bravehearts.
Yeah, good speed right out of the box from Harris. It is a tailor-made double play ball. And Nashua turned it well. It's just Harris really gets down the line in a hurry. Nice job by our field umpire to get out of the way.
So Brett Koffel now with runners at the corners. The catcher, the veteran. Bravehearts with an early 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Manufacturing runs. 3 hits, 3 runs, but they've taken advantage of 2 Nashua errors. Nashua's starting pitcher, Dan Shaw, local product from Clark University, just down the street. Clark, of course, they have Kyle Banicki, who's one of the greatest players in program history, and JP Pine was talking about how they'll be watching the MLB draft, that there's some teams that are really interested in Banicki. Here's a tag-up situation. Gionis tags and scores. Brett Koffel with a sac fly, drives in a run. And it's 4-0 Worcester. Taking advantage of opportunities.
2 RBI for Koffel already in the early going. Important, you have the bases loaded to push something across. And better to get, you know, if you only got the 1, you could tip your hat to the pitcher and say that they could get a little momentum out of that. They get the second run. Bravehearts a little more breathing room. Again, though, very early. And an early part of the season when pitching isn't necessarily guaranteed.
So here's Delicari, the right fielder. It into a fielder's choice in the first inning.
JP Pine, when asked why, was he concerned? Only 2 practices. He's like, these guys, it's like riding a bike. You're playing baseball in the summer, and they just get back out there and play a position, and do the best they can. They're all really good players.
Liner to center field, and Tyree's right there, makes the catch. Well, the Bravehearts putting up 2 in the first, 2 more in the second, and after 2 complete, it's 4-0 Worcester.
If you feel like you're getting knocked around by the big insurance company, call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia. Whether it's a car accident, slip and fall, or dog bite, don't sign anything from the insurance company until you've talked to a lawyer. Hiring a lawyer can double or even triple the initial settlement offer. Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Let the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia fight for you.
You love working on cars. From classics to high performance, you're happiest when you're under the hood. Turn your passion into a rewarding career as an automotive technician. At Porter & Chester Institute, you'll get hands-on training on engines from bumper to bumper, using industry-standard tools and diagnostic equipment. You'll be prepared with the skills you need and industry tools you can take with you to start your new career. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Rich.
Took my advice and came to Cantiani Insurance.
It's in a great location with easy parking. They even have free registry service. They even saved me $350 on my auto insurance. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's funny. They combined my homeowners and car insurance, and they saved me over $250.
Hey, you guys. I've been a customer here for years. They're the best.
They are the best. Why haven't you called Cantiani Insurance yet?
Welcome back. Top of the third, bottom of the order coming for the Nashua Silver Knights. Teddy Bodette, Jared Brescia, the Assumption guy on deck.
So it's 4-0 Worcester. After 2, first pitch swinging on the ground to Gionis. And on to first, and the leadoff batter is retired on 1 pitch.
6 in a row now retired by Gruszewski. 7 actually, if you gave up the leadoff hit.
He's been very economical too, yeah, with his pitches.
I think, you know, it keeps the pace up. 5 innings will be an easy task for Seabass this evening.
Here's Brescia to center field, and a nice jump on it. Joe Pesci tracks it down, and there are 2 down on 2 pitches.
Yeah, aggressive at the plate. Nashua coming up hacking. Pesci got a pretty good break. See him kind of going all out there in center. 2 up, 2 quickly down. Top of the order, Luke Tyree. He singled to lead things off. Didn't see a lot of pitches though. I think after you get two outs with 2 pitches, your coach immediately tells you to take one.
Yep.
Try to slow things down a little bit. Ooh, took 2 on that one. On the edge, on the outside for a strike.
2 in the mud, as Joe Maple would say.
Could be a 5-pitch inning if he gets him here.
0-2 the count to the leadoff batter, Luke Tyree.
Pretty good spot to miss there by Gruszewski.
That was a nice rehearsal. Let's do it again. Stop those feet. Let's make some noise. Come on.
1-2 pitch coming to Luke Tyree.
Got
Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Gruszewski, his 3rd of the game. Another 1-2-3 inning. It's 4-0 Worcester. Bottom of the 3rd coming up.
If you were injured in a car accident, would you call Joseph J. Cariglia?
Absolutely. The insurance companies have lawyers on their side. You bet I want Joseph J. Cariglia on mine.
Sure I would. Make one call, let them deal with all the hassles.
It's a smart choice. You don't pay anything unless they win your case.
If I were injured, I'd want all the help I could get. Wouldn't you?
Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia.
news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
A blocked sewer line caused an overflow of sewage into Lake Quinsigamon Tuesday. A resident told officers their pet peacock has gone missing. An 18-year-old Clinton High School student facing several charges.
Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3.
Welcome back, everyone, to Hanover Insurance Park, and we're joined now by Patriots kicker Stephen Gostkowski, who threw out the first pitch, and a former baseball player himself. Of course, folks know you around here for your work on the gridiron with the Patriots, but talk about your baseball roots, because people may not know that you have those baseball roots.
Yeah, so, I mean, baseball was the first sport I ever played, and played it my whole life all the way through college. I pitched in my last game the week before the draft, and kicking is not something that they give a lot of scholarships out to. So I was really close to going to just play baseball in college. That was my number one goal, and that's what I had the most looks at. So that was like my number one goal, and found my way into Memphis on a baseball scholarship where they invited me to walk on the football team, and probably did a little better in baseball my first 2 years than football, and then it kind of switched over, and then I really turned a leaf with accuracy and football, and there's a lot more people that can throw 90 than can kick a football far, so I think it kind of worked out for me pretty well.
The mentality, though, I'm sure, of a pitcher helps you as a kicker, because it's got to be a short memory. And these pitchers, if you give up a hit or you miss a kick, you got to reset and it's on to the next like nothing happened.
100%. I couldn't agree more. And, I think being a kicker is like a combination of being a starter and a closer. You can pitch really good or have a really good game, and then one pitch or one kick can ruin the game for you. And then you got to, the everyday position players, they strike out or have a bad game, they get to suit up tomorrow and take another crack at it. The pitchers, we got to wait another week to get another start. So mentally, you got to learn how to deal with that stuff. And just with kicking and pitching, it's the mentality kind of has to be the same, and you can't really care what people think. And if you give up a big hit or miss a kick, that's obviously, it's easy to point out when someone makes that mistake, but you got to move on and have confidence and trust in yourself. And a lot of accuracy and power involved in both. And I think, I definitely learned my mentality to kick through other sports, and it just kind of correlated over. And I think doing nothing but kicking is probably the hardest thing I've done in sports, just because there are times where you feel good and you don't really get to play. There's times where you don't feel very good, and you got to go out there and try to have a big game. So it's a mentality that it's a continuous mentality that I've been trying to work on, and you'll never really perfect it, but always something to work on.
McChelly with a sharp double down the left field corner. McFadden scores.
The Bravehearts might want to have you back more often. A lot of offense here.
Here we go. Let's go. And a shutout so far.
Yeah.
So.
Now, do you ever miss the game? Obviously, you've had a lot of success in football, but do you ever miss going out on the mound and when you're around baseball, and of course the Red Sox, and this time of year?
I love baseball. I definitely miss it. Football can be so serious, and it's every game is do or die, and you get a little bit of jealous of the guys who can lose a game and just say, oh, screw it, let's come back tomorrow, win the next one. You don't get that luxury in football.
Right.
And I miss it. I'm glad I play. I mean, if I were to make it in major leagues, I would never see my wife and kids. So I'm sure they're glad that I picked what I did.
That's true. There are advantages. Do you coach your kids in baseball or football, or what kind of a role do you take there as a dad?
So I do coach my son's little league team the last 2 years, and it's been a lot of fun. And one thing that I have a hard time with is treating my son the same as the other ones, because I see him doing something. I'm like, you got to do it the right way. You better hustle. And the other kid just like, oh, good job, buddy. Way to try hard. So it's definitely a fine balance between not trying to be too hard. I don't want to be one of those dads that's throwing the ball at his son when he's scared at it or something like that. But it's been a ton of fun.
This one's shot over the head of the right fielder, and the Bravehearts are going to get another run here.
I just keep talking, they keep scoring.
Yeah, they're going to have you stay here all night. Chelly comes in to score, 6-0 Worcester.
We do have a big tournament this weekend, the KP Cup, so.
Oh, nice.
It's our only competitive games we play.
It is a different mentality, isn't it?
Yeah, the kids get very excited.
The kids, it is definitely a different mentality.
One thing I've learned coaching my son, all the other kids listen to me, and then he'll listen to the other coach. So I just tell the other coach, you coach my son, I'll help out with the other kids.
That's always the way it is.
Yeah.
They listen to everyone but you. And
It's
you
so
look
much
around
fun.
and
They
you say,
have so much fun, and just to see them doing that. And sports is supposed to be fun, and seeing them have a blast, and how excited they get when they get a hit, or if they make a defensive play. It definitely brings the joy back into sports for sure.
well, and that's true. You bring up a good point there because you're on the other end of it. You're on the strictly business end of it where it's your job and you go in and it's all business. But at that age level, it is great to see just the smiles and to remember that that's what it's for. That, you know, they're not, odds are they're not going to play professionally or even play in Division I in college. So it's enjoy it, make friends, learn the game, but have fun and have the biggest smile out there.
100%.
Bravehearts putting up 2 runs in each inning so far. 6-0 here in the bottom of the third. Now, what's your routine in the off season? Do you go in every day to lift and to work out?
Yeah, we start in like mid-April. We work out for about a month and a half. Just Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It's weights and running, and then they start implementing like individual. It's like every 2 weeks is a different phase, and then like after 2 weeks, then you can start working with your coaches. So we'll start kicking and punting and doing the stuff for the other specialists, and then just every week, every 2 weeks, it progresses more. Now we're into the OTA phase, which is just like any practice you would see. Like if you came to training camp, you're not allowed to wear pads. So it's basically for the skill positions, you know, and then they start implementing a different special team every day, whether it be punt, kickoff, kick return, field goal, and you know we're in 4 days a week right now, and that's all the CBA allows us to. But they get their money's worth out of us. They work us pretty hard.
I bet they do. And there's the camaraderie. You know, every group kind of has their own camaraderie on the team. The offensive line has their own camaraderie. There's almost little teams within teams. And you as a kicker, you, the punters, and maybe the snappers, but certainly you and the punters are off by yourselves a lot, working on your own skills. And there's a camaraderie there between the 2-3 guys on the roster there doing that.
100%. I mean, that's who we spend the most of our time with. But the great thing about playing for the Patriots is they treat every play like it's the most important play. So whether it be an onside kick or a punt or even, you know, whatever they're doing, they want everyone to know what everything's going on. So when Coach Belichick talks in practice, he'll talk about special teams in front of the entire team, offense and defense in front of the entire team. He wants everyone to know how important every play is. And there's, you know, when you get to the professional level, everyone knows how hard it is to get there, and they have a common respect for how hard it is and to get there and to be at the top of your craft. So it's a little different than like in high school and even college where it's offensive, defensive, special teams. Here it's a lot more of like we have a really good team unity and everyone's pulling for each other. There's not a lot of finger pointing if someone screws up or, you know, no one's talking bad about someone else when they have a bad game. It's everyone's there for one common goal, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Oh, that's great. We've got a pitching change. Stephen, we'll let you go. Stephen Gostkowski, thanks so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the summer,
Stay
too, with
cool
the
up
kids.
here.
Appreciate it. I know. We can grow tomatoes. We talk about it all the time. All right, we'll take a time out and be back with more.
Little work, a lot of golf, right, guys?
Hey, speaking of work, I've settled a ton of accident cases. Cheap.
Not me. I've got a big case with a big problem.
Come on, you give injured people a little money, they'll go away happy.
They've got a lawyer.
Yeah, who is it?
Joseph J. Cariglia.
I hate those guys.
Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia, where you pay a lawyer only if you collect money.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that the healthcare industry will gain 5.6 million jobs by 2020. Be well respected and a valuable asset to any healthcare office. At Porter & Chester, you can begin your career in 9 to 12 months as a medical assistant, dental assistant, or even in medical billing and coding. We offer a different kind of educational environment where students learn practical skills in a hands-on setting. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Oh, welcome back, everyone. New pitcher for the Nashua. He's got a different diet. Lacomb's turning heads up here in the press box.
Hey,
it's a new body. It's a svelte body.
Did this juice cleanse, and then everybody's doing this cleanse.
That's
now.
true. Linker's a trendsetter.
We saw Matthews
has got
down
a
there.
special friend down there with him. We took note of that. Love it. Mike Myers is here as well.
Yeah.
Putting in a lot of road work now that they're in the off season too. Mizey's on the bike. Ready for the tour.
Yeah, Lindquist was drinking cashew milk and watermelon juice. I watched all of it. I watched the entire
the whole series.
I watched the whole Tuesdays, but then I was following along on Twitter. My favorite ones are when Eric would come on and be like, "Oh, it's day 2. I'm hurt."
He was struggling. He was struggling early on. Then he found a groove. He found a groove and he could get right back.
Yeah, maybe I should take 3 days off if I go on that juice cleanse.
Yeah, I don't know that initially you can even come into work.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Bravehearts are still in the middle of this inning, by the way, with just 1 out.
It's crazy. The number 9 hitter, Gionis.
This could be trouble.
Fouls that one down the corner, and it is foul. Just by a couple feet. Derek Adamson is at second. Gionis is the batter. The Bravehearts have put up 2 runs in each inning. We're getting a little bit of a breeze in here now. I don't know if that was just because Myers opened up the door or not, but man, it is a hothouse in here.
Yeah, but see, Kev, you get to sit in front of the open window.
But there's nothing doing except for now the breeze has gone dead. But we did have a.
I'm like under glass. I grew 3 inches since I started.
I have the sun right now. Oh, this one's shot to the gap in left center. That's going to get down, and here comes another run. Adamson chugging around third. He'll score standing. RBI single for Gionis, and it's 7-0 Worcester.
Yeah, listen, I'm going on vacation. When I get back, I might need to do the juice cleanse to get back on track. I will talk to you. It's going to reset me.
I love it.
I don't know if I'm a chronicler.
I know.
No.
A 2-pack maybe?
At least a case still.
That's great. I love it. Rinaldi. Hot shot to third, throw to second, gets away. Gionis on his way to third. Rinaldi at first, and here goes Worcester again, putting pressure on the defense and taking advantage of opportunity.
Yeah, you can understand Nashua trying to turn a double play, or at least try to get that lead out so they can try to get back into the dugout. But
yeah,
it's a tough throw on the run, and then to the center field side of the bag.
So now the number 2 batter, Dustin Harris, stands in with an RBI opportunity.
Harris probably should have at least a hit in this one. He had a good solid piece in the first inning. Was robbed by the center fielder Tyree.
Yeah, we need that sun to duck down behind Rotman's, and then we'll be in a little better stead.
It is keeping the food warm, though.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Hey, good lead, baby. Good lead.
So Harris hustled, beat a double play ball out in the second inning. Worcester was able to score a run on that play.
He's got a good count to do something here against the new pitcher. And a pitching change. There's all kinds of things that happened in this inning.
Yeah.
Long time between pitches. Gruzecki. There's a walk. And Gruzecki's going back down to the bullpen right now with Adamson. He's going to throw.
Stay loose.
Bases are now loaded. For arguably a guy who's the best hitter on paper. Certainly had an outstanding season.
He's got an RBI in each of the first 2 innings. Chance to add to it.
Jake the Lion is guarding the bullpen down there. It looks like
I don't know who's the bullpen catcher because they don't even have a
well,
bullpen catcher right
Adamson's a catcher, as you know, at Assumption, so he went down with him. He's the DH tonight, and not due up for a couple more batters.
So they're just juggling. They're juggling things down there in the Worcester dugout. Casey Cummins and J.P. Pine's wives are both due next week, 1 day apart.
Wow.
So they're going to have to juggle some more things next week when the new arrivals for the Cummins and the Pine family happen. This one's in the air to left field. Well hit. And tagging at third is Gionis.
Oh, throw one into the stands almost. Oh, it came back.
Gionis scores, so another RBI for Koffel.
Second sacrifice fly for Koffel. He's got 3 RBI.
8-0, your favorite part of the game now, the clap coming out.
Important on that fly ball that both trail runners tagged. So now you got runners at second and third with 2 out. Kind of a gutsy move to tag going to third with the ball hit in left field. It was deep.
This is the 9th batter of the inning for the Bravehearts. Delicari.
Stung one to center.
Ooh, Delicari hits that one on the screws to right field, way back. That's a 1-hopper against the fence. 2 more runs will come in. It is 10-0 Worcester. Delicari head first dive into third with a 2 RBI triple. And Worcester is pouring it on. Wow.
This ball roped. Now he hit one, like I said, on a line to center, right? The center fielder, his last at bat, just crushes this one. No real chance out there on right for J.D. Funk.
And
he
now
was trailing it the whole way.
Worcester's batted around. Dakota McFadden, who led off the inning, is back up again.
Gonna have to get Stephen Gostkowski back a couple times a year for the offensive explosion.
You hear baseball guys talk about, hey, put up a crooked number, put up a crooked number. I don't think when they say that they're talking about a 6 spot in an inning.
Yeah, it's a touchdown, and they just need the extra
and a
point.
Gostkowski
There's the
field
extra
goal.
point right there.
11-0 Worcester on McFadden's RBI single.
Second single of the inning for McFadden. Now, this is a high school game or a Legion game. We might be out of here in a couple innings.
You're right.
Unfortunately, it's
no
Summer League baseball, so we could be here for a while if the runs keep coming.
Mac Chelly stands in. Wow. 11 runs on 9 hits. There have been 4 errors for Nashua, as the field now almost completely in the shadows. Still a little bit when you look down there as a batter, as a hitter, when you look down to third. You've got the sun in your eyes.
Only 1.5 chicken tenders consumed.
I know, a lot of talking going on in here. It's cramped.
Might need an
the
inning
style.
off.
I might have to take an inning off. You're refusing the tenders and
no,
the fries.
I'm going to have a
showing
tender.
some great discipline, some plate discipline.
I'm going to have a tender. I'm not going to go after the fries. I'm going to have a tender, but
that is some great plate discipline.
I wanted to make sure we got our kicker in here because he was doing like a media round table behind us.
Mac Chelly, he doubled. An RBI.
Oh, that's ripped
in this inning. And look out, Chelly goes deep. It's the first home run of the season for the Worcester Bravehearts. Mac Chelly muscles up and puts one over and out, a 2-run shot. And the runs just keep on coming.
Wow. Mac Chelly did not homer in the college season. McFadden's loving it. He's doing the clap. He's waving to the fans. Welcome to Worcester. It's been a good crowd. It's trickled in. An earlier start.
It's been a good night for Worcester, 13-0.
That's ripped.
Adamson chops one down the line, and it's foul. Wow. Adamson has doubled in this inning. He scored the 7th run of the game. Seems like a long time ago now. 9-run inning for the Worcester Bravehearts. And they lead it 13-0.
I know it's very early in the season, but noted Worcester sports statistician Daryl Hunt, I'm sure he's going to have some sort of stat on the output here in the inning. 9 runs. That is the strikeout to end the inning.
Strikeout, but not before the damage is done to the tune of 9 Worcester runs. After 3 complete, it is 13-0 Bravehearts.
Little work, a lot of golf, right, guys?
Hey, speaking of work, I've settled a ton of accident cases, cheap.
Not me. I've got a big case with a big problem.
Come on, you give injured people a little money, they'll go away happy.
They've got a lawyer.
Yeah, who is it?
Joseph J. Cariglia.
I hate those guys.
Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia, where you pay a lawyer only if you collect money.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that the healthcare industry will gain 5.6 million jobs by 2020. Be well respected and a valuable asset to any healthcare office. At Porter & Chester, you can begin your career in 9 to 12 months as a medical assistant, dental assistant, or even in medical billing and coding. We offer a different kind of educational environment where students learn practical skills in a hands-on setting. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Rich.
Took my advice and came to Cantiani Insurance.
It's in a great location with easy parking. They even have free registry service. They even saved me $350 on my auto insurance. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's funny. They combined my homeowners and car insurance, and they saved me over $250.
Hey, you guys. I've been a customer here for years. They're the best.
They are the best. Why haven't you called Cantiani Insurance yet?
Welcome back, everyone. Hanover Insurance Park, Commerce Bank Field. Kevin Shea alongside of Andy Lacombe. And we welcome you in to this broadcast of Bravehearts Baseball. It is the 2018 season opener. And if you just joined us, where you been? 13 runs up on the board in 3 innings for the Worcester Bravehearts.
The Bravehearts just scored 2 games at least worth of runs here in the first 3 innings.
Patriots kicker Stephen Gostkowski joined us in the bottom of the 3rd, a marathon inning.
Yeah, they're going to want him back.
Yeah, Sebastian Grzecki is just having himself a good night.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what J.P. Pine wanted. He said if we can get 4 or 5 out of him. Well, when you're up 13-0, he's only given up 1 hit in 3 innings. You're going to give him some time.
Kickers are athletes too, man. Gostkowski's a big dude. He's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, he is a big dude.
You know, don't.
And obviously a great athlete going to Division I college for baseball and for football. Soft liner into right, and that will drop in front of Telecast. A leadoff single for Littlefield.
Ad retired 9 in a row, did Grzeski, and He now had the long layoff there. Wisely went down to the bullpen to get some throws in. It went so long, the inning, that Adamson, who was catching with him, had to get up and hit again.
This ball gets away from the catcher, Koffel. Littlefield goes down to second. And Nashua's got a runner in scoring position. After two very quiet innings, 1-2-3 innings. Second and the third. Now Nashua with a man on second, nobody out for Thomas Joyce. He struck out in the first.
This is one of those innings where, as a pitcher, after your offense just put up all those runs, I mean, you don't want to give up a run. You want it to be a, a quote-unquote shutdown inning, as our old friend used to talk about. But when you have 9 runs, there's a little bit of a breather there.
You and I both think the same way. Always think of Greg Montalbano-Monty with that.
Yeah.
Once a team puts up some runs and you come back out, he taught us some great lessons.
I thought of Monty the other day when I was at the Red Sox game, and Kevin Youkilis was enshrined in the Red Sox Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Former teammate in Portland, in Maine.
Yeah,
Portland.
played together in the minors for a couple seasons. Thomas Joyce, chance for an RBI here, chance to get Nashua on the board. The field now is completely in the shadows. And the count goes full to Joyce. Shecky's a competitor. All those Shepherd Hill guys, all gritty competitors, and we've talked about this, but anytime you go to a Shepherd Hill game, whether it's football, lacrosse, basketball, baseball, they just seem to get into it. They get after it, and it's going to be chippy.
They get after it.
It's going to be a chippy affair.
They get after it.
And I love it. I love it. They're physical. It's a physical school. Those guys that play sports there, physical teams. And he draws the walk, so Joyce goes down to first. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. J.D. Funk comes up, and Casey Cummins, the pitching coach, will visit the mound. Think about that, though. Now, next week at some point in time,
Alex Dion may be the only coach.
Yeah, if they're on the due dates, you have J.P. Pine's wife due and Casey Cummins' wife due, 1 day apart. They're going to have a boy. He has a daughter right now.
The good news is Dion's like a Milford coach now. So there's that Milford connection with Pine. So I'm sure it'll be a pretty easy translation.
Kevin Hartigan may come back onto the bench. They may
have
to call him right back. He's moved just to the front office, but they may have to throw him back down on the bench for a little bit.
Kevin, by the way, coming off a hip surgery and is moving around great.
So you know what? By necessity, they may call him in from the bullpen, so to speak. Big swing and a miss.
I think Casey just came out, Cummins came out and just maybe told Sebastian not to overthink it. Just go with some power. Don't necessarily need to paint. You can pitch it a little bit of contact here and see if your fielders can make some plays.
There's Funk with a big swing and a miss, and the count remains 0 balls and 2 strikes.
Thank you, Mr.
Cummins is a huge hockey fan. He builds a hockey rink in his backyard.
He's an Auburn guy, so
True.
Auburn's a
baseball
you know who was
and
here?
Hockey town. Was it Ricky Byland? Yeah. Byland, remember that team that won the state championship in '68? Was it for Auburn? He was walking into the game. Brian Davis, the Auburn athletic director, swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. Koffel grabs it. Brian Davis said, "Yeah, this Byland." I think it was Ricky Byland. He said he scored the game-winning goal.
Yeah, they were honored this past winter.
Game. Now the Auburn boys tennis team just won today. 2 undefeated teams going at it. The Auburn boys team won, 3rd set tiebreaker, so they remain undefeated for the whole regular season. And Brian Davis said, "I don't think that's ever happened in school history that the boys tennis team has gone undefeated And lo and behold, we were standing next to a former Auburn tennis player, Dave Bolduc, and Boldy thought it was true as well. Here comes a play at the plate. The throw is in time, and they got him. Delicari with a seed from right field. Koffel applies the tag, out at the dish.
Well, credit Koffel for reaching back on the tag. It was a little up the line, but a strong throw from Delicari. You know, this is the first thing they worked on. I was at practice on Monday. This is the first drill they did, infield, outfield. And JP wanted to see what guys could throw through, and Delicari showing them there.
Wow. That is a good gun from right field.
By the way, the Auburn tennis team, I don't know, I think he coaches the boys team. It might be the girls team. Eric Berg, my old classmate and a good Auburn tennis playing alum, maybe the coach of that Auburn tennis team. So way to go, Bergie.
This one on the ground to the right side, the throw to second.
Wow.
And
Boys
that'll
are
do
on
it.
it.
So Nashua threatens, they do not score.
Wait a second.
Whoa, what are they saying here? He missed it.
They're saying it's a foul ball.
Oh. All right.
Somebody better tell the guy at first.
Dave Bolduc, known as the Rod Laver of the Auburn tennis program.
Now, wait a second there. Now
Are they gonna award him first and say what he missed? Or catcher interference?
Yeah, that may have been it.
Maybe catcher interference? See, does he
I don't know how the guy at second base can make that. Oh, I think he olayed him.
He might have missed it.
I think he olayed him. Koffel, good sell.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened there, but
we'll have to ask our guy Gordy Cook, who's down there in the great seats right behind home plate, how he saw that one playing out. Was it catcher interference? It must have been. Did it hit the glove? The bat hit the glove?
I don't know that the second base umpire can make that call.
I don't know.
Unless there was interference with the runner going to second base and they award the runner all the way around. Don't have the official call on it.
Nevertheless, the bases are loaded for Ryan Berardino. Just finished his sophomore year at Bentley. Was on the All-NE10 rookie team his freshman year, hit over 300. Was just below 300 this season. Played football and baseball at Lincoln Sudbury. As you mentioned, his grandfather, Dick Berardino, former standout player here at Holy Cross. Swing and a miss, strike three.
So that'll do it.
Krasecki says, hey, I'll do it. I'll put an exclamation point on it. We're back with more from Worcester right after this.
Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. In Central Mass, you have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school, and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
We'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
We have a bond with the community. They appreciate us. We appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes.
You got him. Kevin Shea, Andy Lacombe back here at Hanover Insurance Park. We get ready for the start of the bottom of the fourth inning. The Worcester Bravehearts have scored in every inning. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 9 in the third. Joe Pesci is going to lead it off. leads it off here in the fourth. The scorebook's a mess as Worcester batted around in the third inning. Chopper. Shortstop's going to have to get there in a hurry, and he does. Strong throw from Tyler Littlefield. And Pesci is retired.
Nice play right there.
Now batting for the Bravehearts, the second baseman from Holy Cross, number 9, Alex Jonas.
Alex Jonas, second baseman from Holy Cross. Danny Barlock, one of the local pitchers in Central Mass that's on this roster, just finished a sensational season at Holy Cross, and he was just named second team All New England today. We'll see Danny Barlock this season for Worcester. Still, I believe, top 10 in the nation in ERA.
Oh, he was top 2 at one point.
At one point he was. I think right now he's top 10.
Yeah.
As presently constituted with those games that are still going on. Just had a phenomenal season. Phenomenal year for Holy Cross. St. John's alum. Inside, ball one.
It's a good thing this game started at 6:30.
Yes.
Might have a tough time getting on the air at 10.
And that one's banged through the left side, and Jonas has a single. He's aboard for the third time tonight.
Yeah, the Holy Cross guys having a pretty good day here at the home park. Look at who's the bat boy. Kevin Duty is bringing the bats out.
One of J.P. Pine's favorite players last year. The leadoff batter, Chris Rinaldi. You may have to leave here after the 7th inning. Head into Boston to catch the flight. Go west, young man. Go to South Dakota. The annual sojourn into the nation's heartland.
Our guy Daryl Hunt, watching on the video, did not see any interference in that last play. Neither did I. Still wondering why they awarded the batter first base.
Rinaldi skies it to center field.
Quick inning,
And
relatively speaking.
We're out of it the first time tonight that Worcester hasn't scored. It's through 4 innings, 13-0 Bravehearts.
If you feel like you're getting knocked around by the big insurance company, call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia. Whether it's a car accident, slip and fall, or dog bite, don't sign anything from the insurance company until you've talked to a lawyer. Hiring a lawyer can double or even triple the initial settlement offer. Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Let the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia fight for you.
You love working on cars. From classics to high performance, you're happiest when you're under the hood. Turn your passion into a rewarding career as an automotive technician. At Porter & Chester Institute, you'll get hands-on training on engines from bumper to bumper, using industry-standard tools and diagnostic equipment. You'll be prepared with the skills you need and industry tools you can take with you to start your new career. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Rich.
Took my advice and came to Cantiani Insurance.
It's in a great location with easy parking. They even have free registry service. They even saved me $350 on my auto insurance. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's funny. They combined my homeowners and car insurance, and they saved me over $250.
Hey, you guys. I've been a customer here for years. They're the best.
They are the best. Why haven't you called Cantiani Insurance yet?
All right, welcome back. Bravehearts with a 13-0 lead here in the 5th. Tonight we've seen a little bit of everything. An interference call that I guess was a near tag at the plate. And whatever happened on the Bravehearts' second run, the strikeout, throwdown, base wasn't occupied because the runner was taking second, and there were 2 outs. So
Seen a little bit of the interesting sides of the nation's pastime today. My score sheet is a mess. After a 9-run inning, I'm not even sure what I'm scoring anymore.
Mine looks like my notes from a statistics class sophomore year that I did not do well in sophomore year in college. Trying to get half credit on the test.
Bentley didn't get their star lacrosse player or tutor or anything like that.
They did not. That's a very liberal use of star.
Couldn't get a freshman to take the quiz for you.
John McCarthy's uncle and I were both in the class, and we both just tried to get half credit on each test. It was tough. It was a tough class. Not my strong suit. Leadoff walk to Dylan Jones.
Next up for Nashua, the second baseman from the section number 13, Jared Breslau.
I thought that was Teddy Bodette. Yeah, he walked. See, that's what happens when the score sheet's a mess.
Things go Ari.
Grzeski was able to get out of the inning with the bases full. There's a throw down to first. Back safely is Bodette.
Brescia, the second baseman for Nashua.
And there is action in the Braveheart bullpen now. So this is the fifth. If Seabass can get through it, he will have executed the plan to perfection.
He's ahead in the count right now. No balls and 2 strikes. We need a spotter down there.
There's a lot of
maybe
neon,
number 12. I don't know.
A lot of neon yellow.
Yeah, there is.
Away. Struck him out. Looking.
Rosecki's got to be happy with his outing. He's given up 3 hits. 4 and a third. No runs.
This is a big deal because you're playing D1 baseball in Florida. You're away from home about 8 months out of the year. So when he gets to come home, he doesn't. I'm not saying he wants to show off, but he wants to represent.
Yeah, and you're going to have a lot more familiar faces in the seats here than down in Florida.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Although Florida Gulf Coast, that sounds kind of nice. Maybe you can get us tickets to a game. I'll take a little vacation down there.
Does JetBlue fly down there yet? That could be
not out of Worcester. Well, they would fly out of there. Worcester. You'd have to go to Worcester to Orlando to.
All right.
A couple other places.
Could be done.
Sarasota. Could be done.
You got the new laptop that edits.
I do have the new laptop that edits.
You know, you got to wear a weight belt to carry it. It's heavy. It's big.
Yeah. Yeah. TY ordered us the big boy version. It's the biggest laptop you've ever seen.
But it'll get the job done. Go down there. Trip around the Sunshine State. Check in with all the local guys playing college baseball because there's so many local kids playing college baseball.
Hey, now you're
down
talking.
in Florida.
You know, drop a budget. Drop a plan.
Yeah.
Get someone to pay for it.
We'll get Boldy to throw it right on the company credit card.
Yeah, he does. He does control all the money, that guy.
You know, shocking on the corner office when it comes out, but Boldy will be like, hey, we need to do it. It's the right thing to do. Our guy Joey Powers, who was with us for a week, he's going down there to play at Berry, right outside of Miami.
You're going to have to broach that. Bulldog hasn't talked to me for like a week and a half, so.
I'll bring that up.
You're going to have to pitch that one.
I'll bring that up again. Jimmy Carter.
You're going to have to mend the piece.
People together. Just bringing people together. This is the leadoff batter, Luke Tyree, with a full count, and he draws the walk. So 2 on and a 1 out here in the top of the 5th for Nashua.
Now batting for Nashua from Houston.
Both runners have reached via the walk. Here's Tyler Littlefield. He was out at the plate last inning.
Here comes Casey Cummins again.
We've got $3 fried dough going on right now. That was courtesy of an official memo from the desk of Julie Creedon. And yes,
Casey might just be, you know, out there to be on TV a little bit.
Could be feeling things out. Like, what do you think?
How do you feel?
Sebastian, though, see, he's a competitor. He doesn't want to come out. He's a competitor. He's
You're
like,
going to have
to,
you'd have to rip the ball out of him, away from him. But, you know, Casey's out there. He looks good. Look, he's looking sharp. He's got all the gear on.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, he's like a walking team store out there.
you want to look good like Casey Cummins, then you come out,
Yep.
come to the Braveheart team shop.
He's a model in addition to being the pitching coach and to being a great hockey guy.
I saw him on the promo for the Bravehearts did a promo for the Railers.
Yep.
That appears on the Jumbotron. It's in there for a strike.
And I have seen, I think it's on social media, on Twitter, his backyard rink. He does a phenomenal job. It's got to be a story next year that we get out there and skate on the backyard rink.
You're just looking to skate where
I
you
am.
can.
I definitely am.
Just invited yourself to Casey's house.
Yep. Do a story on Cummins' backyard rink.
Myers never invited you back, so I mean, you're looking.
No,
for
you know what? I don't think Mizey did the rink the last couple. But you're right.
No,
though.
he didn't do it
He did
this
not
year.
invite me back after the one. It was a one and done at the Myers house rink.
That's right. You got yelled at by Mrs. Myers.
I
'cause we were
did.
playing too late at night.
Yeah, and it was a school night. And the kids beat us. They beat me.
Do you feel different?
That was, think about this now, Tyler Mudd at that point was like 8 years old.
Right.
He's a sophomore in high school, and he's the #1 pitcher at the on St. John's.
Right.
And he's playing junior hockey. I do feel old when I see that. You know, I see here's young Mutter. This one could score a run. Here comes the throw, and it's going to be cut off. And Nashua is on the board. It's an RBI single for Littlefield. Bodette scores the first run for the Silver Knights.
Next up for Nashua, the first baseman of the 24 from Merrimack College.
No, I didn't. I wasn't going to ask you if you felt old. I was just wondering if you feel different now that you're on Facebook.
Oh, that this game is on Facebook
No, that
Live?
you.
I'm not on Facebook.
You physically are on Facebook for the first time
That's
in your
true.
life.
That's a
right
good
now.
point.
You know? Peterman, you know, he's going to like jack up the likes on you.
That's great. Look at JP Pine's looking down now towards the bullpen.
Yeah, they really want to get him out of this inning, but it may be.
Yeah, he's giving some signals down there right now. I think he's saying, I don't know what he's saying. Looks like he's saying, hey, I'm going to dive in the deep end. Tom Matthews fresh off that juice cleanse as well.
He's on a different cleanse right now. He's on my kind of cleanse.
And I said this to him, this is the most impressive thing to me is that he survived an entire year keeping up with Linker.
Yeah.
And that's a daily grind. I mean, hockey, minor league hockey, pro sports, that's a grind in and of itself. But trying to hang with Linker, and I've said he is David Lee Roth of the 80s. He's part Hunter S. Thompson. You know, he's got it all rolled into one. And he is a tough guy to keep pace with. And Tom had to keep pace with him at home and on the road.
Could not have been easy.
No, definitely not. Wait till next year when they go up to St. John's. Wow.
That's something you should budget for, Kevin. Channel 3.
Now that would be
ride
fun.
along with the Railers.
That would be very fun.
That would be a good time.
Yes, it would be.
Not sure that you'd be let back in the country.
No. No, that might be a one and done. Where is he? He's in Canada still.
That's it.
Call McGovern's office. Bring him back. (13-2).
Yeah, this is usually a couple baseball games put together.
Yeah, it really is.
I feel like we've already seen like 2 or 3 games.
Rusecki would love to get the strikeout here and get out of the inning.
This would be
his job.
This would be the time when Tom would dance to what, Bon Jovi or something?
No, New Kids.
Oh, New Kids on the Block. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hanging tough. Swing and a miss. That will do it for strike 3. They'll have to throw down to make it official. And they do. Nashua does get 2. It's 13-2 Worcester.
If you were injured in a car accident, would you call Joseph J. Cariglia?
Absolutely. The insurance companies have lawyers on their side. You bet I want Joseph J. Cariglia on mine.
Sure I would. Make one call, let them deal with all the hassles.
It's a smart choice. You don't pay anything unless they win your case.
If I were injured, I'd want all the help I could get. Wouldn't you?
Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Call the law offices of Joseph J. Coriglia.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
A blocked sewer line caused an overflow of sewage into Lake Quinsigamon Tuesday. A resident told officers their pet peacock has gone missing. An 18-year-old Clinton High School student facing several charges.
Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3.
Welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the 5th inning. 13-2, Worcester in front of the Nashua Silver Knights.
Rematch.
Welch is the pitcher.
Rematch of the championship series. It's early though, but you know you have two organizations that have been to the championship series multiple times now in the last several years. And the expectations are high with both clubs. Tough start for Nashua.
Yeah.
But still, a lot of baseball left.
Well, as Stephen Gostkowski was saying, too, it's nice when you're playing baseball, that mentality is tomorrow's another game, so you put it behind you and, all right, whatever, it's done, let's go. Where football every week is a season unto itself. Brett Koffel will lead it off for Worcester.
Kevin Duty is still acting as like the ball boy for the Bravehearts, the bat boy.
That's great.
Maine's season just wrapped up. They got knocked out of their conference within the last week. So Duty and Lawyerson are set to join the team, but probably not play in the first couple.
Koffel fouls the first pitch back. Yeah, it's you know, some of these guys, you talk about the grind of the baseball season. You think of how long the college season is. You get to school, you're playing right away. You have a whole college season, you're playing all college. Then they do indoors in the winter with the lifting and throwing. And then the spring season starts in January now. And they'll go away, even in these up here in the Northeast, they'll go away and play down south or anywhere they can in warmer climates. And you go and it's long and daily, and then they finish. And like you said, some of them you finish on Saturday, you're at a cookout on Sunday, and you practice on Monday,
right.
And that's tough. You don't get time to recharge your batteries.
They have to wait until they get to be like the Kevin Shea of the organization. You recharge your batteries every other day.
That's a good point. It's in my contract now. I don't work a full week for the entire season.
Now stepping up to the plate for the Bravehearts from Studios Media.
That's a strikeout. So Nashua starts that off the way that Aiden Welch wants it. Had a Philadelphia big kid, 6'3", 215. Sophomore from Millersville University gets the strikeout of Koffel to start the inning.
One of those good D2 football schools, Millersville in Pennsylvania.
And here's a sharp liner up the middle. Delicari's on with a one-out single.
He's hit the ball hard. All three at bats tonight.
He's got a run scored. He's got 2 RBIs. Threw a guy out at the plate. He's had himself a night. There's Dakota McFadden. In there for a strike.
Nice job by the catcher, framing that one up on the outside edge.
McFadden with a healthy hack.
Almost
right down there by Evan
almost
Shack.
got Evan.
Our cameraman, Evan Shacken, back in the corner there. Evan's a wily veteran, though. He didn't even flinch. McFadden framed that one. Looks at the ball. 1-2. Chopper, rolling foul, and it is touched foul. McFadden will retreat to the batter's box.
Well, you were talking earlier about this guy with some YouTube videos, launching baseballs.
I want to see one of them right now. I'm looking for one.
He definitely looks like he's got the swing to create launch angle, which is like the new buzzword.
That's right.
Baseball.
Exit velo.
Little 101 exit velo.
Baseball guys love numbers. They love
launch
statistics.
Angle. Baseball writers
That's
love
true.
Statistics.
That's true, they do. This guy here is out of the Butch Hobson School of Baseball. Take aim at 290 every single time you swing.
Oof. Defensive cut there just to get a piece.
He's looking for something in. Middle in, you know, one of those right-handed pull hitters, a Kevin Millar type of hitter. He wants the fastball middle in, something he can pull and put up there on the highway.
He's got the socks up like Millar.
Ah, see, they got him away. Down and away.
Well, it's just
Two
a good
strikeouts.
It's just good pitching from Nashua. Work him away, work McFadden away. He's sitting on one, the fastball, and bring that slider in and get him to chase.
Mac Chelly hit a home run in his last at bat, a 2-run shot, a line shot. Got out of here in a hurry. He's had himself a night.
Some big guys on this roster, size-wise. Mac looks like a big dude from up here.
Swing and a miss. He fouls it back. List him at 6'4" and 220.
Yep, that's big.
That's a big dude. You want to get behind him if there's trouble. If there's trouble, right.
Chris is loading up on the ketchup.
Trouble on the diamond if it gets a little heated.
Have you been eating my French fries?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you keep going.
You can have them all. I'm done with it. You have them.
They're yours, my man. Chopper to third. Bodette across the diamond. And the side is retired. After 5 complete, it is 13-2 Worcester.
Little work, a lot of golf, right, guys?
Hey, speaking of work, I've settled a ton of accident cases. Cheap.
Not me. I've got a big case with a big problem.
Come on, you give injured people a little money, they'll go away happy.
They've got a lawyer.
Yeah, who is it?
Joseph J. Cariglia.
I hate those guys.
Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia, where you pay a lawyer only if you collect money.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that the healthcare industry will gain 5.6 million jobs by 2020. Be well respected and a valuable asset to any healthcare office. At Porter & Chester, you can begin your career in 9 to 12 months as a medical assistant, dental assistant, or even in medical billing and coding. We offer a different kind of educational environment where students learn practical skills in a hands-on setting. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Rich.
Took my advice and came to Cantiani Insurance.
It's in a great location with easy parking. They even have free registry service. They even saved me $350 on my auto insurance. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's funny. They combined my homeowners and car insurance, and they saved me over $250.
Hey, you guys. I've been a customer here for years. They're the best.
They are the best. Why haven't you called Cantiani Insurance yet?
Welcome back. New pitcher for the Worcester Bravehearts. It's Tyler Patane out of Lake Grove, New York. So Grzecki did his job. 5 complete. Gives up 2 runs on 4 hits. And now a new pitcher for the Bravehearts as we enter the 6th inning. 13-2 game. Worcester got out early in this one. They scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 9 in the third to jump out to a 13-0 lead. They lead at 13-2 right now. Tane's a hard thrower. And the count evens up with a ball and a strike.
It's a nice night. There's been, again, a cavalcade of stars through the booth tonight.
That is true. Yeah, it was Tom Matthews was talking about the juice cleanse. Of course, he's on a billboard, and he's got to show off the abs.
True.
So he's got to keep that that svelte figure.
That is true.
I think maybe next year you might be on that billboard with him. I think that's the goal right now.
No, that's not the goal.
We get you,
Not the goal.
you, Tom, Woody Hudson. I'm trying to think who the other players were. I think Turks was on there.
Chris, you think I should be on a billboard?
I think so.
No!
No. That's great. By popular vote, no. That's great. A good strikeout. Worcester. So Tyler Patane strikes out the first batter he faces. He's from St. Thomas Aquinas. Here's Berardino. As we mentioned, played football and baseball at LS.
Quick 2 there.
Good start.
A happy truck when there's 2 quick outs like that.
Good point.
In the 6th, I can hear our director rooting.
Next up for Nashua.
He had, I'll tell you, he had a big glass, a big cup of the green tea, too, the Mountain Dew. So that's a good way. Yeah, good way to start. Always a good way to start the broadcast. He had a big old Mountain Dew, so certainly started with a smile. We got some people floating around. Boldy, never know what he's doing out there.
Well, again, the plan is to kind of slow down Patane's momentum.
He's throwing, man. He is bringing heat.
Well, I mean,
he's just rearing back. I think he's got a mohawk too.
Yeah, no. See, I saw
this.
I saw this guy in the pregame, and he has like this mohawk thing going on in the back.
I like it.
Gonna have to get a shot of him without the lid on.
I like it, man. He is just rearing back. He coils up and then just fires. Look at this. It's Dylan Jones now, the left fielder he's facing, but he is just bringing smoke. Koffel's just putting down a 1 every time, just fastball. Forget about the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater. 3-2. We got a payoff pitch coming here in the top of the 6th. Oh, got him on strikes. Patane with a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up in Worcester. Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. In Central Mass, you have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school, and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
We'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
we have a bond with the community. They appreciate us, we appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes. Fire! We are back at Hanover Insurance Park for the bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher is Spencer Langdon, 6 feet, 185, out of Westlake, Texas. Plays his baseball at Tufts. Just up the street, down the Mass Pike, one of the many great colleges here in the great state of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Sound like you're running for...
It's the homeland for education.
Sound like you're running for governor.
Massachusetts is your home for education.
Your home for your hometown.
Yep. Don't mess with Texas, and Massachusetts says homeland of education, birthplace of education. We'll go with it.
I thought that was Athens, Greece.
I'm going to go with Massachusetts.
Okay. I thought we were the birthplace of the Revolution.
We are definitely that. And that, of course, as you know, Acton, Massachusetts, in the Isaac Davis house.
That's correct.
Captain Isaac Davis, I am not a man that's afraid to go. That could be that might have to be a trip for you and I to take. I don't know how we can weave that into a promo, that we're standing at the Isaac Davis house.
Well, it's not in the viewing
outside
area.
of the viewing area.
Yeah.
We're on the cusp of the viewing area because we go to Harvard and we cover the Bromfield School.
It's in the Facebook Live viewing area.
All right, so that's perfect. We can do it. I'll tell you what. Well, we'll see. But that could be, it'll have to be a conversation for another time. Facebook Living the frenzy. Does it happen? Yes or no? I pose the question to you.
Pretty good idea, Kev.
Shot to right field. One down. You know, Charter's launching cell phones now. Cell phones and cell phone service, or Spectrum. So, do we stream live on those cell phones, and do we stream Charter TV3 live on the cell phones? Can folks watch the frenzy in the palm of their hand?
I think we've been calling Joe Pesci the whole time, but I think the PA announcer, Brody, has the right pronunciation. It didn't sound like Pesci when he said it.
Really? Now, the manager did say Pesci.
He did.
And we go with that.
Okay.
Although
maybe he did. It's tough to hear through these.
We certainly have
tin
been
can horn.
And nice grab. We certainly have been led astray by coaches before on the pronunciations of their own guys.
Yep.
See Yarwin Smallwood.
Yep.
Sean Mulcahy, the best.
My main man.
Writing it down for us, Y-A-R-W-I-N, and then using it against us to fire up Yarwin Smallwood, one of the great football players, to come out of Doherty, and telling him that we don't even know his name and don't even know how to pronounce it, and using it to fire him up.
It's my guy. I wonder how he's doing.
Yarwin, he was great. Yarwin Smallwood. You know, I was thinking of this today, too. When Yarwin played, he played Pop Warner for the Worcester Vikings. And I used to get Jimmy O'Donnell, who worked for Channel 4 in Boston, and he would film the games. And he would cut highlights and bring them to me, and I would run highlights on Mondays. And I had Yarwin Smallwood as a little, like 9, 10-year-old kid. He was a beast of a running back. And, of course, went on to have a great career at Doherty High School in UConn and played in the NFL.
He still has one of those incredible touchdown runs. There's a strikeout to end.
I'm with you there. So 1-2-3 inning for Nashua, top of the 7th coming up.
If you feel like you're getting knocked around by the big insurance company, call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia. Whether it's a car accident, slip and fall, or dog bite, don't sign anything from the insurance company until you've talked to a lawyer. Hiring a lawyer can double or even triple the initial settlement offer. Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Let the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia fight for you.
You love working on cars. From classics to high performance, you're happiest when you're under the hood. Turn your passion into a rewarding career as an automotive technician. At Porter & Chester Institute, you'll get hands-on training on engines from bumper to bumper using industry-standard tools and diagnostic equipment. You'll be prepared with the skills you need and industry tools you can take with you to start your new career. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Rich.
Took my advice and came to Cantiani Insurance.
It's in a great location with easy parking. They even have free registry service. They even saved me $350 on my auto insurance. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's funny. They combined my homeowners and car insurance, and they saved me over $250.
Hey, you guys. I've been a customer here for years. They're the best.
They are the best. Why haven't you called Cantiani Insurance yet?
All right, we are back at Hanover Insurance Park. Fitton Field, top of the 7th. And we'll see what we have in store.
See what your guy Patain can do here in inning number 2 of relief. Bravehearts don't have anybody going, so they'll expect a couple innings out of Patain. First one's in as a ball. Patain's working on his ensemble as he gets ready for his second pitch of the inning. Missing outside. Bowden at the plate. And quickly behind 3-0. Well, Nashua needs base runners, down 11 with 3 at-bats left. That's it for a strike.
Are they asking people to sing?
It's the 50-50 raffle. I'm picking it up like clearly in my headphones. And the young lady who's asking is like 30 feet away from me.
We got some new
power of our microphones.
Yeah, some new instruments, some new stuff here with the truck.
I can hear the money changing hands.
Yeah.
It's like
still
I'm
SD Jones.
Yeah. Still in SD.
Special delivery Jones, SD Jones.
Got to get those Got to get one of those T-shirts made.
We do. We have to get those SD Jones. Full count to the batter.
Teddy Baudet.
He'll leave the light on.
You beat me to it. Will he do it?
Broken bat to third. Harris over to first, and the leadoff batter is retired.
Harris hasn't had a lot of action over there at third, but
nope.
Making good. Second baseman playing third tonight.
Now it's picked up, though. The 50-50 is picked up. Looked like there weren't a lot of takers early on, and now
business is picking up.
Business is picking up. Jared Brescia, they are the best. In the air to center field. Pesci. Under it, makes the play.
Next up for Nashua, from Maryland,
Luke Tyree. The center fielder, Luke Tyree.
Trying to find you some Patain numbers from St. Thomas Aquinas.
Derek Jeter. I'm assuming that's in Florida, right? In there for a strike.
51 2/3 innings worked this past spring.
51 2/3. That's a healthy.
An ERA of
inning count.
3.83.
That is
and
a healthy.
3-1 record. Split time as an infielder as well.
Wow. Hell, he threw a lot of innings. This one's deep in the hole and short. Going to be a tough play. That's an infield single. Tyree with a 2-out single. Yeah, that's a lot of innings. You know, one thing that J.P. Pine, he does it so well, all the managers do in this league, is they keep in communication and in contact with these guys college coaches, particularly with the pitchers, because the college guys love them to play in this league, but they certainly don't want them to overthrow and throw too many innings. They want them to still be fresh. And everyone's always worried about arm injuries.
Well, by comparison, Danny Barluck is mainly a reliever, 52 2/3 this year for Holy Cross. Cody Lawyerson, 4 starts, 21 appearances, 52 2/3 innings. So, and our starter Grzeski as a reliever, 25 innings worked at Florida Gulf Coast. So, yeah, there are some guys that rack up the numbers.
You're in the 50s. That's a pretty good count coming in to the summer. Off-speed pitch. Up high. County
St. Peter Marion grad Pat Gallagher got the win over Bryant. Bryant was the #1 seed in their conference, and Gallagher knocked them out with a 5-inning performance to get the win for Wagner. And then Nate Wagner was knocked out by LIU Brooklyn in the finals there to advance. But a historic season for Wagner, and Gallagher part of that team and a part of the Bravehearts.
Yeah. And a great player on that St. Peter Marion squad. They won a district title when he was there. Then he did a year of prep at Worcester Academy. He was great there, playing for Jimmy McNamara. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 7th inning stretch time. It's 13-2 Worcester.
If you were injured in a car accident, would you call Joseph J. Cariglia?
Absolutely. The insurance companies have lawyers on their side. You bet I want Joseph J. Cariglia on mine.
Sure I would. Make one call, let them deal with all the hassles.
It's a smart choice. You don't pay anything unless they win your case.
If I were injured, I'd want all the help I could get, wouldn't you?
Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
A blocked sewer line caused an overflow of sewage into Lake Quinsigamon Tuesday. A resident told officers their pet peacock has gone missing. An 18-year-old Clinton High School student facing several charges.
Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3. Derek Duffy, the new pitcher for the Nashua Silver Knights out of Franklin Pierce University. Farmington, Connecticut, his hometown. Duffy doesn't have to travel far to play his summer baseball.
Yeah, these guys.
He's got the
that's
top
one
of
of
the
the
order
other things too. You think about how long the college season is, but then these guys don't even go home. So Duffy finishes up, and then he's stays in New Hampshire.
I mean, look how tired you are after the college season.
I am whipped
Wiped out. And then you have to get right into summer ball.
That's true. No break.
No break.
Nope. Hit the Pepsi Max.
Nope. Yep.
And get right to it.
Yeah, you honestly should be sponsored by that product.
I know. Now I'm just waiting.
You live off of it.
If something comes out that says that it's not good for you.
Oh, I don't think it's a health drink.
I don't think so either. Oh man, I'm gonna glow in the dark by the time I'm 60, which is right around the corner.
I haven't
wheeling myself in here.
I haven't had a soda in 51 days.
I know, that's amazing to me.
I don't know what it tastes like.
Soda, you get no sugar.
Well, I mean, I'm back.
Very limited sugar. But even coming back off of that diet, you're very limited with your sugar intake. And what about dairy? Because dairy was off.
Yeah, very little dairy. But you can reintroduce it after the process.
But how do you feel about it now?
I just want to, get down to like 110. No. No,
I want to be able to hide behind a broom.
No. I don't know. It's a good thing.
It's a new way of life.
It's a good thing.
You're going to be in the one soon. This one in the air to left field. One down. Now, what do you think your in-laws will say when they see you and see this, the new svelte Andy Lacombe?
I don't know. My father-in-law, I had a beard at Christmas, and I saw a young kid who wished me a Merry Christmas at Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. And my father-in-law said it's because he thought perhaps I was Santa Claus.
Oh. Won't have Andy Lacombe to kick around this time.
We'll see what happens. See what happens. He might be watching. He might be watching on Facebook Live. You never know.
That's
no,
a good
probably
point.
not.
Not at this hour. Well, it is Central Time.
Probably. Oh no, he'd have to be on Facebook.
Oh yeah, on Facebook. You're right. That's one person I know that I can out technology.
Yes.
Not by much, just by a little, but I can certainly.
Yeah. Probably give it like 6 or 7 years. You'll be on Snapchat.
That's a good point.
And Instagram.
Yep, Harris is down 2 away. That's true.
And you never got into MySpace, which is probably a good thing.
You're right. Kids are dancing in the aisles over there. They had a huge dance contingent out here before the game, entertaining everyone on the field. They're dancing in the aisles. What was that, the Bee Gees? I think we just heard the Bee Gees. Was it Saturday Night Fever?
I don't. Oh.
Night Fever. Sean Grady, our producer, saying that was our prom song. I'm trying to think of what our prom song was. It was probably Aerosmith. It was probably some kind of Aerosmith.
One of mine was "Oh What a Night." I don't know if that was the Sadie Hawkins dance or if that was a prom.
"Oh What a Night" was big in college for us. But I only went to the prom my senior year. In there for a strike, a 1-2-3 inning. Through 7 complete, it's 13-2 Worcester.
Little work, a lot of golf, right, guys?
Hey, speaking of work, I've settled a ton of accident cases. Cheap.
Not me. I've got a big case with a big problem.
Come on, you give injured people a little money, they'll go away happy.
They've got a lawyer.
Yeah, who is it?
Joseph J. Coriglia.
I hate those guys.
Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Call the law offices of Joseph J. Coriglia, where you pay a lawyer only if you collect money.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that the healthcare industry will gain 5.6 million jobs by 2020. Be well respected and a valuable asset to any healthcare office. At Porter & Chester, you can begin your career in 9 to 12 months as a medical assistant, dental assistant, or even in medical billing and coding. We offer a different kind of educational environment where students learn practical skills in a hands-on setting. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Rich.
Took my advice and came to Cantiani Insurance.
It's in a great location with easy parking. They even have free registry service. They even saved me $350 on my auto insurance. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's funny. They combined my homeowners and car insurance, and they saved me over $250.
Hey, you guys. I've been a customer here for years. They're the best.
They are the best. Why haven't you called Cantiani Insurance yet?
And welcome back, everyone. Patain is on for his 3rd inning of work. Tyler Patain has thrown 2 scoreless innings. On for his 3rd inning of work, Sebastian Grzecki, the former Shepherd Hill standout, pitched the first 5.
I just liked our broadcast on Facebook Live.
Perfect.
I'm now going to watch this inning on Facebook Live.
See how it translates.
And see how you do.
All right.
I'll be monitoring your status.
You can weigh in on the Facebook. Chime in. The first baseman, Thomas Joyce. We are in the top of the 8th.
I got to turn.
See what Thomas Joyce has in store for us and what Tyler Patane has in store for him as he rears back. And the fastball is outside. 1-0. To Joyce. The crowd is thinned out. It is a school night. 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea to start the game at 6:30.
I think so too. I think it's a great idea.
You know?
I think it helps a lot with the kids and with the families. One of my my big issues is with the Super Bowl, with All-Star games, when they start them so late. I think it's terrible. It's a disservice to the kids.
So if you're watching on Facebook Live, I think the next pitch could be a foul ball.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
All right. Who wants to bet me on Facebook Live right now?
I see what you're doing, Kreskin the magician.
Oh!
And you are right. Andy Lacombe taking bets right now.
You want to take bets on Facebook Live right now with what is going to happen next.
3-1 pitch. Sharply hit to left field. Coming on, a nice sliding catch by Dakota McFadden. And McFadden eliminates the leadoff batter.
McFadden's done some things that, you know, he's got the hype that you've created with the bat.
Yep.
But he's made a couple nice plays in the outfield.
Yeah.
We'll sail without him.
So this is J.D. Funk of the J.D. Funk Band. He is struck out 3 times tonight.
I mean, I'm listening in here on Facebook Live, and you sound fantastic.
Do I sound good?
Wow.
Is it HD?
Yeah, it is.
On Facebook?
It is actually.
It would be HD.
Because we're putting out a signal.
That's HD. Like what we're looking at right here is
yeah,
HD.
We're putting out that signal. It looks great.
The in-house broadcast.
Looks great right here.
It does. It's sharp.
You know, it's kind of like those.
Man, is that sharp?
It's kind of like those cooking shows. Man, I wish you could smell what's going on right now in the studio. I wish you could come in and watch.
Yeah,
this
that's
in
a
HD.
Sharp feed. As they say in the business, a strikeout for Patane.
Patane is dealing.
I tell you what, they have got 2 good pitchers here in this stable for Worcester, with Sebastian Grzecki and now Tyler Patane.
So, Eric Goldstein may be watching this on Facebook Live. Your son's doing a great job, by the way.
Yeah, we saw him come by.
I'll give you a nickel if this guy doesn't strike out right here. If he strikes out, you got to give me a nickel. Oh, Facebook Live every time.
Eric Ogier.
Although I'm probably speaking well after it happened now. Haven't figured out the whole Facebook Live.
So people are saying, what are you talking about?
What is Lacombe talking about?
Yeah. 0-1 pitch
He's
coming.
Post-dating everything. This is what they used to do. The old mobs, the mob movie with The Sting with Paul Newman.
I never saw that.
Oh, you got to watch that. Robert
and I love
Redford,
Paul Newman. I love him as an actor.
You were a salesman.
I was.
And that's a great sales pitch movie. My dad used to see that in sales trainings, apparently.
Really? Glenn Ross was a great one.
Well,
I think Dad saw that
that's
one.
a little bit more.
ABC, always be closing.
That was a little bit more graphic.
Coffee is for winners. Swing and a miss. Strike him out. 2 strikeouts for Patane. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Bravehearts in control, 13-2.
Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. In Central Mass, you have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school, and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
we'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
we have a bond with the community. They appreciate us. We appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes.
Welcome back, everyone. Hanover Insurance Park at Fitton Field on the campus of Holy Cross College in beautiful Worcester, Massachusetts, the crown jewel of the Commonwealth. As we bring you Worcester Bravehearts baseball, Kevin Shea alongside of Andy Lacombe and the best broadcast crew in the business. Behind the scenes here, our Charter TV3 crew. 13-2, bottom of the eighth. The Worcester Bravehearts in front. Delicari will start it off for Worcester.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Oswego State played in the D3 World Series. In the air to left. And Dylan Jones comes on and makes the catch. And that'll bring up Dakota McFadden. Keystone College, and we talked about his bat. Just a great athlete, a pitcher and a position player.
Kev, you were asking about our pitcher, Tyler Patane, and you thought St. Thomas Aquinas was in Florida.
Yes.
Thank you to Facebook Live and Patricia Patane. Stack, St. Thomas Aquinas College, is in Rockland County, New York.
Wow, I never would have guessed that. It sounds like a Florida college.
I think that's where the Rockland Boulders play, of the old Can-Am League.
Yeah, I remember that.
So thank you, Patricia.
That's great.
For watching on Facebook Live, and Tyler's had a heck of an outing.
Oh, he's pitching great.
We love his do, too. We like his hair.
The Patane family's got to be excited to get to see him pitch, and to see him pitch so well. Here's the chopper to the pitcher. And McFadden hustling down the line. He's retired. And the first two are out here in the bottom of the eighth. Little Florida-Georgia line with Tim McGraw, May We All. My favorite of the walk-up tunes that we have heard so far. It's a great tune. Mac Chelly, first baseman, his walk-up tune.
Mac went yard earlier today and almost had the similar swing there. Popped that one straight up the third.
A 1-2-3 inning.
We're
Top
moving.
of the ninth, the last chance for Nashua's coming up next.
If you feel like you're getting knocked around by the big insurance company, call the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia. Whether it's a car accident, slip and fall, or dog bite, don't sign anything from the insurance company until you've talked to a lawyer. Hiring a lawyer can double or even triple the initial settlement offer. Don't stand alone against the big insurance companies. Let the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia fight for you.
You love working on cars. From classics to high performance, you're happiest when you're under the hood. Turn your passion into a rewarding career as an automotive technician. At Porter & Chester Institute, you'll get hands-on training on engines from bumper to bumper, using industry-standard tools and diagnostic equipment. You'll be prepared with the skills you need and industry tools you can take with you to start your new career. Visit us at porterchester.com. Porter & Chester, career training for today's jobs.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Rich.
Took my advice and came to Cantiani Insurance.
It's in a great location with easy parking. They even have free registry service. They even saved me $350 on my auto insurance. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's funny. They combined my homeowners and car insurance, and they saved me over $250.
Hey, you guys. I've been a customer here for years. They're the best.
They are the best. Why haven't you called Canty Insurance yet?
Welcome back, everyone. Top of the ninth. 2018 season opener for the Worcester Bravehearts. And boy, they have really set off the fireworks early this season with 9 runs in the third inning, 13 runs through the first 3 innings, a 13-2 lead over Nashua. Tyler Patane is on for his 4th inning of work. So J.P. Pine said, we can empty the shed, so to speak, the first 2 games and throw all the arms we have and then kind of reset and see where we're at. We got an off day on Friday, but this couldn't have worked out better for him. 2 pitchers in the first game.
Yeah.
Sets you up. Tomorrow you got everyone at your disposal, then you got an off day. This really, really helps. I mean, then, you know, if it keeps going this way, then you get into that situation where it's a double-edged sword, and then you're looking down your bullpen going, well, that guy hasn't pitched in a week or 10 days. I need to get him an inning or 2. And that's where the manager's job becomes tough. Soft liner and a nice grab by Gionis. Alex Gionis, good jump on that one off the bat.
You know, and certainly the pitchers have done their jobs, Grzeski and Patane, and the fielders, only 1 error in this in the game. 4 by the Nashua Silver Knights. Fielding at times over the last couple of years kind of hurt the Bravehearts a little bit, and they've been solid here in game 1 with guys, again, playing in different positions. But the pitchers are throwing strikes, and they're pounding the zone, and that's exactly what you need.
And that one's on the ground to first. Shelley makes the play, and there are 2 down. It's Teddy Bodette, the third baseman.
Even with a 9-run inning.
Bodette is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored.
The Bravehearts could stand to get this one in under 2.5 hours.
Stay in. Oh, just got out.
Can you imagine that? Under 2.5 hours with a 9-run inning, 15
and starting,
runs
what,
scored.
7 minutes late?
Start a little bit late, yeah, so it's even less than 2.5 hours. But 2.5 hours, that's like 4 innings at Fenway.
Yeah, you're right.
Can get kind
it's
of
like 3 batters in a Red Sox Yankees
kind of
game.
get tough sometimes.
I'm with you there.
Seats aren't all that comfortable.
Well, and you've lost all that weight, so now you don't have any padding. You don't have any cushion to sit on. So now it's just you're just red skeleton.
I've never had that much padding.
You're just red skeleton. You got the Irish, the Irish as they call it, the Irish backside.
You know, next time we're doing this, I'm gonna just get on the Facebook Live earlier.
Some folks
and
are
try
just
to grow
right
our
in.
viewing. See, our viewers have shot up like
like
7 or 8 people since
like
we've been talking Facebook Live here.
When's our next one?
I could interview. I could like invite a few people.
Where it's either Table Talk Pies or
let's just clear that up. Let's just clear that up right now. I celebrate both products.
I do too. As you've seen.
More recently, the hot dogs over the pies due to the nature of what I've been eating. But I am a Coney Island guy for that contest.
Well, I am too, for the fact that too, I think it's more of an institution in Worcester, in the sense that when people come to Worcester, you always take an out-of-towner to Coney Island.
True.
Remember Chet Curtis?
True.
Great friend of ours, Chet
That's
Curtis,
true.
who anchored our broadcast for years, and a legendary Boston broadcaster. He went to Coney Island when he came to Worcester.
That's true, but you can find Table Talk pies all over the place.
Exactly right.
They're at Fenway.
And I celebrate their collection. As you have seen, single-handedly
I'm
eating
with,
pies
here's why I'm with,
like an early settler.
Here's why I'm with the dogs. I think the uniform is a better look
than the pies.
I like the uniform design.
The one pie that I have not had that they just won an award for, Table Talk Pies, caramel apple.
Yeah.
I've had their apple, I've had their blueberry, I've had their pecan.
I would enjoy the caramel apple like you. This could be it. Patane's done his job.
To first, flips to first. And the Bravehearts opened the 2018 season with an emphatic victory over Nashua. 13-2 your final. It's a great start, Andy.
Outstanding pitching and defense and a timely third inning.
Our next TV broadcast comes your way Friday, June 29th. It'll be Pittsfield in Worcester. We will see you at 7 p.m. Just a reminder, coming up tonight at 10, it is Worcester News Tonight. For now, for our director-producer, Sean Grady, Andy Lacombe, and our entire Charter TV3 crew, I'm Kevin Shea. Thanks for watching, everyone. So long from Hanover Insurance Park, where the Bravehearts open the season with a win.